This is lesson 8. We are going to review a couple of things with how to express possession with the pronouns, and in fact, moi, ou, li. They're also, in that case, adjectives, and we have then pas. So we have pronouns. Let us see the difference. We saw that the other day. For instance, when we want to say my name, c'est non, moi, or non, pam. Same thing. And we saw with lesson 7 that most of the time we use pas to put the emphasis on the fact that I am the owner. It belongs to me. Now, we can say, for instance, c'est livre-moi. Ça, c'est livre-moi. It is book my. It is my book. And we want to say it's mine. C'est pas. You see? So we can express possession with moi, ou, li, nous, ou, yo after the noun, right? You have name, me, so my name. Or we can say it's mine, it's yours, it's his, it's hers, it's ours, it's yours, it's theirs. And then we use pas. C'est pas. C'est pas yo. It is theirs. So in that case, we see that this is the unique way to express this kind of possession. It's mine, it's yours, c'est pas, c'est pas, c'est pas. So, for instance, a child. So you will say, c'est petit moi. Ça, c'est petit moi. It is my child. C'est Pam. C'est petite Pam. C'est Pam. It's mine. He's mine. So, pencil. Pencil, crayon. How would we say? It's her pencil. C'est crayon. Li. It is pencil. Her. C'est crayon li. It's her pencil. And now we want to say it's hers. C'est pâle. See the point? If there is a discussion on the ownership, finally we say it's hers, it's his. C'est pâle. It's yours. C'est pau. It's mine. C'est pam. Now we understand how to use moi, ou, li, nous, ou, yo, and pam, pau, pali, panu, pau, payo. We can see the difference. We can use it the same way, right? But when it comes to say it's mine, then to be, and then pa, and the pronoun. C'est pau. It's yours. Okay, very good. We're going to talk about something very simple, very useful, demonstrative pronouns. How do I say this book? Book is livre. This book, book, ça a. These books, Live, sa, yo. This. Very simple. And as usual, always after the noun. I like this book. I like this book. How would we say that? Moi, Ramin, livre, ça. Moi, Ramin, livre, ça. I love this book a lot. Ah, moi, Ramin, livre, ça en pile. Now we see that we can start saying nice things. So, and it's always about the same. We keep the structure in mind. Subject, verb, object. So, moi, subject, Ramin, verb, and then the object, livre, ça, en pile. Very good. So, this, or that, and those, ça, ça, yo. Very, very simple. Now, just look at a couple of things here that will be very helpful. Some preposition that we use, we need to use them. How would we say, where do you live? Where do you stay? So, question. Qui côté? Où était? Where? Qui côté? Do you? Where you, in fact, where you stay. You can say moi, j'étais, non, San Juan. Moi, j'étais dans San Juan. This is can be several things. It can be in, into, and also of. For instance, we can say let's look on another one. For instance, cake is another one. Cake. Cake means some. How would we say, did you read all these books? Did you read all these books? How would we say that? Est-ce que tu dit toutes les saillots? Okay, what do we have here? It's an SK questions. So SK, and after that we have the regular structure subject, verb, objects. So subject, ou, teli, did read, so the past, did you read? Tout, all, livre saillo, books, these, right? Est-ce que vous t'es lu toutes livres saillo? Non. Moi, t'es lu quelques livres seulement. Quelques, just a few of them. Quelques livres, some of them, a few, not all of them, quelques. Now we are going to use these small words, non, you understand, in, into, of, some, quelques. These small words will be very helpful for us when it comes to build a sentence. They will help us a lot. Another verb that we use a lot. We just saw the question, picoter ou rester? Where do you stay? Now, where do you come from? Picoter ou sorti? Sorti means come from. And we saw the other day, or the other lesson, we have two ways to answer the question. Moi, sorti Haïti. Moi sorti Haïti. Or we say, I am a person Haïti. Moi, c'est moun Haïti. So sorti, we are going to use it a lot because when we interact with people, the first questions are about the name, about where we live and where we come from. So, what's your name? We use the verb rêler. Where do you stay? Rester. Where do you come from? Sorti. Very good. Another one. We're going to see a couple of small things today. So we saw Pam and the adjectives or pronouns, because they can be both moi, ou, li, etc. Just one thing to get back to that. The last lesson, lesson 7, we saw pas to express possession, but also as a negative form. Moi pas vle aller. Moi pas vle aller, non. Réunion en. Moi pas vle aller, non réunion. I don't want to go to the meeting. This is bad, but this is the way to say it. Moi pas vle aller. In, we say in, at. You see, no will be used for many different things. In the meeting, at the meeting. Non, réunion en, at the meeting. So now, this is present. When we say, pour qui ça, moi pas trouvé en réunion? Why didn't I see you at the meeting? So, moi pas là. I was not there. Moi, subject, I, was pas t'es là. So for the to be verb, we know that te is the marker for the past. For the to be verb, we don't say te c'est, we just use the marker c'est. Moi pas là, and then the contraction. Moi pas là. Moi pas là. I was not there. Là is there. So, moi pas là, moi pas t'es là. Instead of, in our mind, we would say, moi pas t'es c'est là. But the to be verb is hidden as often, and moi pas t'es là, moi pas là, moi pas là. Now, will you be at the meeting on Sunday? Est-ce que ou pral aller non réunion dimanche? Est-ce que ou pral, marker for the future, aller non réunion dimanche? Non réunion dimanche. Well, we would say moins pas, pral, aller, etc. Pa pral, the contraction is pap. So we will say moins pap, aller. Moins pap, aller. Moins pap, aller. So you see, and when they say that, you can understand moins pas parler, which means I cannot speak, I cannot talk, but that's not it. Moins pap aller, moins pap. Pap means pas pral. It's a contraction. So negative form is pas. So present, it's pas plus verb, right? Possession, this is noun plus it's the reverse. It's used with the noun. Now, pas plus verb. So, pas te, pas ta, conditional, pas pral. Pas pral becomes pap. You see, that's the difficulty that we are facing with this language. All the contractions, and then we kind of lost. But in fact, we can say moins pas pral aller, and this is correct. Everybody will understand that. But they will say moins pas aller. Okay, very good. So we just saw a couple of things. Non, kek. We saw sorti. Okay, that's a new verb. And arrêter, that's another verb we want to keep in our mind. Now, just, I just did it. Fake. We have cake, fake. So just, did you eat? Est-ce que vous t'es mangé? Est-ce que vous mangez? Est-ce que vous t'es mangé? Did you eat? Est-ce que vous t'es mangé? You will say moins fake manger. I just ate. Moins fake manger. Est-ce que vous t'es étudié? Moins fake étudié. Etc. So just fake. Easy between the subject and the verb. Another small thing. With. With will be avec, or the contraction that we use all the time is ac. Jacques, ac, pied, t'es allé, non, marché. Jack with Peter went to the marketplace. When we go in field service in the morning and we knock at the door and we see somebody and we say, may I speak with Pierre? May I speak with? So, est-ce que moi qu'à parler avec Pierre? Est-ce que moi qu'à parler? Est-ce que vous qu'à parler avec Pierre? Oh, ça pas possible. Il est en cabane. La fille en gros dormi. He's sleeping. Cabane is bed. That's funny because in old French, cabane is like a small house that children built to play. Cabane. So cabane is not a small house or a small tent, it's the bed. Il est en cabane. Il est en cabane. Il est toujours en cabane. Toujours. Still. encore, still. Okay, so we need to be familiar. Now that we understand the structure, we have the pronouns, we can express possession. We need to use those small prepositions. Non, kek, those verbs, sorti, rester, fek, just, with, avec ou avec, toujours, still, encore. Est-ce que moi qui a parlé à pied? We know we cannot because he's still asleep. So maybe the answer li poco levé. Li poco levé. He's still in bed, which means that he is not awake yet. Li poco, not yet. Poco, co comes from encore. Pas encore, poco, ni poco levé. Okay, so those are small words that we are going to use all the time to build the sentence. Now, good habits. Well, this is mine, so my name, and on the one side I put grammar, articles, the tenses, the future, to be verb, past, etc. So on this side, that will be the grammar points. This is my book. And on the other side, well, we can do two things. On the other side, maybe we can write a sentence every day, something that I've done during the day. It can be in field service, it can be at work, it can be at home, whatever. So we write a sentence. But if we do that, well, we need to have somebody who can double check if it's correct, right? So we can do that, and at the end of the week we have a brother or a sister, and we can check if the syntax is correct. In my case, what I do when I read the daily text or an article, well, there are some words. Say, how do we use those words? Guindois, guintan, coré, maré. So those are the words I want to understand better. So ten face. We see that a lot. Yon moun qui rete ten face. Coq and shell, prend, camper, moyen, sans ouété, ouais pas ouais, les gains. So some words we need to investigate. So every time I need to do an investigation, I have a list here. And maybe I don't need to read it, but the fact that I have my list, it helps me to move forward with investigation and use those words when I speak to people. What we want to do is always to have the basics in mind, the structure with the appropriate pronouns, the appropriate preposition, etc., and build on that with more vocabulary. Next time we are going to get back to the articles, because really the articles are tricky, and we'll see that when we expand on the subject or the object, so we have subject, verb, object, when we expand on that, then where do we put the article and how is we pick up the right one depending on the last sound that we have in this block. So we'll see that. This is the end of lesson 8. It was a bit messy, but we saw a couple of things which are very useful. Okay, thank you.